Welcome to Invision's first ever podcast. Today I have with me the legend that is Peter Alloway, our Head of Business Development. How are you, Peter?
The word legend's being battered about quite a bit, but there should be some little treats in there from this year's ISE. I think there's a reference to that, but we'll go into that a bit later.
Good. I'm Mark Taylor. I'm Commercial Director at Invision, and for those of you that don't know Invision, we're a leading distributor to the custom install market, distributing many award-winning brands and products. So, what are we going to talk about this week then, Peter? What have we got coming up? What's the big subject?
What have we got coming up?
ISE, I think, isn't it?
Yep.
Only a couple of weeks away.
Bags already packed.
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I said that. That's the night before that'll be packed, but on there. And thinking about what we've got to do, we've had 16 odd years prior to last year of wrapping up and putting lots of woolly jumpers and hoodies in and scarves and gloves. Now it's factor 6.
I think you're being a bit optimistic there, Pete.
I've got to work on the tan as always. Any opportunity I get.
So for those who don't know, what is ISE, Peter? What is ISE?
ISE is the platform, certainly for our industry, albeit it's got a massive commercial focus, but the residential market have been a part of this, and it's grown over many, many years. And it's been a delight to be a part of that for all those years. And that's where we see that as a great opportunity for us to meet with our brand partners. And we use the phrase over here, come and meet the manufacturer. You can talk to us anytime. Come and meet the manufacturer, come and meet the man or the lady behind that business and spend some time with them. See, touch and feel product, get an insight as to what's coming up in the near future. But they also want to hear your comments about what you think and what works for you so that they can take that on board and maybe improve stuff.
I think it's something up there like it's the largest AV show now, isn't it? I don't think there's any bigger, is there? Maybe I suppose CES in Vegas class, but that's consumer overall, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a big, broad scope.
So I think as a focus show, this is probably, maybe I should have done my stats before this, this is probably, definitely. I think this is probably one of the largest AV shows on the planet now.
The industry, if we put the tag on the CEDIA, the custom install marketplace, this is the place to be to get the broadest view. And it's a fantastic venue, albeit it wasn't all being used last year. This looks a real delight to get to, and looking forward to it.
And importantly, it's aimed at the trade, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Like our business, we're a trade-only distributor. For those who don't know us again, this is aimed at the trade, and really, this is the place to come and get your insights, what's coming up, what's hot right now, and meet all the brands really, because they're all there, aren't they?
Yep. Absolutely, they are. But
I was looking at. I don't know. Again, perhaps I should have done my homework, but I don't know how many years it's been going for. But I think it's. How many have you done, Pete?
Amsterdam.
What will be your number that you've done this
Amsterdam.
This year?
I've only missed one event, and that was thanks to COVID. On it, where someone was. Bigger and braver than me that said, no, we need to look after our team, and they held everyone back from going out there, which in hindsight was absolutely
looked like
the right
looked like it was a tough decision, right?
I was getting emotional. I was going to book holiday. I was going on my own, but I'm glad someone was out there looking after our best interests.
Really right decision.
We had some horror stories of people coming back with that. Some of the guys, some of our partner brands going back to America and taking back some of the first cases of COVID. So, but that's all behind us now, thankfully. But otherwise, I'd have done. I think the count at that would have been either 16 or 17. But we need someone to correct me on that. So
we were chatting earlier, weren't we? We think you've done all of from the start of Amsterdam. And I think that, from right, I think there were only a couple before, which was, I think that was Geneva, wasn't it?
You mentioned that a little while ago,
I think it started, but it was only there for a couple of years.
I've got no recall of Geneva, but I haven't got much recall of what I did at Amsterdam.
I think that's probably more the I think that's probably more the reason. Yeah, I think so. I hear in its infancy, this show has gone from being a very a startup event to a massive global event in a short period of time, really.
Hence, we've burst at the seams at Amsterdam, and we had to end up walking through sort of blow up tents and God knows what to get into the building to try and facilitate space for everybody. So, but certainly my impression of the Barcelona venue last year was pretty awesome. It really did feel nice and fresh. Plenty of space there, and it's going to be packed out, and I think you've got to get into training, quite frankly, if I'm honest. Do a bit of training before you go out there. You've got a lot of walking to do.
Yeah, that is for sure.
If you want to cover a bit of ground, you've got to do some bit of a workout. But thankfully, most of the custom install side of things is going to be pretty well located in one main hall.
I think that's an interesting part. We'll touch on that because I've abandoned the Apple Watch, which was a shame because when we used to go to ISE, it was sort of who done the most step count, right? Wasn't it? It was like
it's still on your phone.
Yeah,
it's still on your phone.
I think I clocked 15,000, 15K at one.
A ridiculous amount of mileage. I mean, I don't know whether customers actually do that sort of mileage when they come out, when they're sort of targeted on what they want to go and see or whatever. But I know from our standpoint, we're trying to touch base with all of our suppliers and doing the cycles on a daily basis while we're there. So yeah, you do some mileage, and that includes the additional mileage of an evening as well, which I'm looking forward to.
I think my first was, I was either 2010, maybe 2011. So I think, I think I've done over 10 now, but I can't remember. I got a feeling I was after the snow year. Do you remember the snow year?
Yeah, we nearly lost some.
I wasn't.
We nearly lost someone on that one. Our mere leader back then, Steve Bean, always on a mission, pulling his trolley bag, irrespective of who was closely following behind him, and taking out the people that were following because we thought he knew where he was going. Yeah. And he nearly ended up under a tram on many occasions, going out, just stepping out into the road. Pretty crazy, but damn cold.
Yeah,
really,
but the snow.
Really
the snow year I'm thinking of is
when we drove.
Yeah, when they drove. Best laid plans up until the last moment.
Yeah,
flights were booked, weren't they? And
all of us were all coming from different parts of the country, heading off up to Stansted or Gatwick or Luton Airport, whatever. And we were hearing on the news various flights were being cancelled. Good old Squeezy Jet was still there. Our flight was there, and it was great. So we did. Everyone got parked up. We got in there, and I think the flight to Amsterdam was the last one on the board. Everything was cancelled, and we got in there, and then that was it. We're all standing there, cancelled. Jeez. So quick decisions. I think we pulled some cars from car parks and relocated those, and we then piled into a couple of cars, and we drove from Stansted straight the way through. Obviously, phones and God knows what going on the way, getting our train ride over there and everything else. Still struggle with the thought we couldn't get a plane to do however long it needs to go on that track for to take off, and yet we could drive hundreds of miles.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Door to door, and we did it. It was great. It was really, really good. And that added another spin to the whole journey on there, but that was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. So you've touched on, we've gone from Amsterdam to Barcelona. So and we had it last year. It was an unusual year last year, wasn't it? Because it was shifted back from its usual time slot in January, shifted to May because obviously COVID was as it still is about, but it was still uncertain what was happening. So our first glimpse of Barcelona was last year, and Okay, it was May. That helped. Didn't
That
it?
was May.
Yeah,
That was a big
definitely
help.
helped, didn't it? You bring the shorts.
Real big help.
Yeah.
It was a very small bag you needed to pack for that
Yeah.
one. It was great, but very, very surreal. I think when we rocked up on the Monday, we all got located in our hotel. Thought we'd go off and have a bit of a walk, a bit of familiarising ourselves with the local area, and I think we ended up walking down to the marina, where we saw chairs and tables outside, and all I'm thinking is Amsterdam. You don't see that, and we ended up having dinner and some drinks outside, basking in the sunshine, overlooking the marina. How good could that get? Bring it on. I know it's not going to be as warm in a couple of weeks' time, but
Have you checked out the temperatures?
I think it's
Getting up to
I think it's going to be
high teens or low
yeah,
20s,
late
isn't it?
teens,
So,
late teens. So
I mean, that's better than Amsterdam, right?
absolutely. Yeah,
God, that was cold out there, wasn't it?
That's painful doing that journey, and even when you do sneak out for a coffee or whatever, just get a bit of fresh air. Sometimes you need to get out, and you'd freeze your bits off outside of Amsterdam. Whereas it was quite a delight, and that was really interesting. At the event last year was you could go out, and there was some. In the walkway between two of the buildings, you went outside and there was coffee bars there. And there was a whole nother community of people out there chatting, having coffees, having a bit of lunch or whatever. And it was really, really good. And it was comfortable to have carry on your conversations out there or bump into someone you haven't seen yet on there. So that was really good. Whereas no one's going to stop and talk to you in Amsterdam because they just want to get inside. So that was really, really nice. And,
and I think you're right. It's not May, so we won't quite have that luxury of being in there. But I think you'll still get that. I was impressed with the venue last year. I think the Barcelona it's a newer venue, isn't it? And I think the Rye we were busting at the seams as you said with inflatable tents. And
I think there's a lot of emotion out there about Amsterdam because a lot of people in the industry that have been around have had some good times there over the years and have seen it grow, and then it moved into the fourth day over there. But it has just burst at the seams, and they've been doing these stick-on marquees and all sorts of things, and it's destroyed the grand entrance, I think, and that's what we've got back. I think at Barcelona, there is a real nice, proud building, really grand entrance, and you enter into that, and you've arrived at a fantastic series of exhibition halls. What I thought was great last year, when I did manage to get some time out of our hall 2. Trotting up on the escalators.
Yeah, they were my favourite.
Or the travelator, as you call it. And then literally just pass on by at high level, overlooking other halls. And you think, I must go down and see those guys or whatever. And there were outside rooftop meeting areas. I thought, this is just a million miles away from Amsterdam.
Yeah.
It was absolutely brilliant. No, I thought it was great, really exciting. I'm really looking forward to going back this time and seeing it packed.
Yeah.
With brands. Some had still not made decisions, so it wasn't a full event last year, but much better populated than what we were expecting.
I think when I looked at it for ourselves, I think over half our brands weren't there last year.
Yeah.
And it was still a fantastic event, but we had a great time. It was really good spending time with the brands that were there, but over half of them weren't there, and they're virtually all there this time.
Yeah.
So it's great.
But now there's some, and lots of people I've been speaking to that are keen, and they're looking forward to coming out there. So we're looking forward to it. As always, I love a show.
Yeah, I know you love a show. I think one thing that was interesting for me last year, I think the reset of Barcelona has helped them get a lot of the resi manufactured. There's a resi section, right? And predominantly we're majority of our business goes into residential applications.
It's all too that is that focus on the residential brand or focused products in there. There are still going to be resi products that are in other halls. So you're still going to be doing a bit of mileage when you get out there. And for many of our customers who cross over into what we might call resi-mercial or full-on commercial, there's a lot of product that we're connected with in the other halls. And I think we've got a nice show guide coming through.
You've teed that up rather nicely.
I teed that up.
Look at
Oh,
that.
what a professional.
Absolutely, yes. So no, absolutely, and it does. Traditionally we've produced a show guide which pulls together our brands for this event, because there's a lot going on. This is a big show, so we want to showcase and highlight our brands and where they're going to be. And actually, you can see from this that it's a lot more concise than it ever was before, and that does help. That helps the legs.
I know we all end up needing that because we got to find our way around.
Yeah, absolutely.
On there.
So we're going to have these show guides all over the show, all on our brand stands, and I know you guys have got some, and you'll be doing some visits in advance and handing these out there. And we've got a digital version that's looking to go out soon to show everyone where we're at. So I think I was having a look. How many brands? What have we got? I think we're upwards of about 20 plus brands here, at the show. So this is really exciting for us. This is a big deal for our event. So and this guide, I'd say, even if I do say so myself, wraps it up rather nicely.
It's very well done. And, we won't let the marketing team get carried away, but they've done a pretty good job on that.
They ain't done bad. Don't praise too much there. But no, so it's good. So what do you think? Having had a look at that, what are you most excited for?
Probably some of the other activities that I don't know if we've actually got featured in there. With some of the, we've got some VIP events coming up, and it is in there.
We've got some parties this time.
We've got some parties. It's all about a party.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. So I think, I think you're right. We've got a couple of great parties coming up.
We've got some great events happening whilst we're there, but. And I know it sort of skips back into the business side of it. And I do get a big kick out of it, introducing our customers to the people behind the brands, the owners. So we got the guys from Cricks coming over. We got obviously Shannon and the team coming over from Screen Innovations, and these are the people that are behind it and want to hear what you got to say, and let them show you what they've got to offer that can help you with stuff. But. Couple of great events wrapped around sort of Cricks, Trinov.
Well, I'll tell you about those events. Shall I tell you? So Tuesday night. So these are notes for the calendar, right? Tuesday night, Cricks and Trinov have an event that night going on where they're throwing a party and some food. So that's for all those guys out there, get in contact with your account manager. They'll be able to help you and guide you to that event. But before that, we have a special VIP section on the Cricks and Trinov booth. And that is dedicated to UK custom installers by invite from your Invision account manager, and come and join us for some beers and a VIP demo. All the
where they're going to be showing something for the very first time.
Absolutely, yes, yeah, absolutely, big news. The Trinov press release is out on the way.
So. Oh no, most of our customers I've spoken to already know.
They already
know.
Absolutely. So
they're all looking forward to it. So no, that's good.
So there's some big events on the Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we have the Origin Acoustics party.
Yeah, and if ever any of you guys have been anywhere near a party that might have been organised by Origin or some of the people behind Origin Acoustics over the years in America, they're parties to be at. They are parties to be a part of, and this one looks like it won't be a disappointment again either.
Absolutely.
So, looking forward to that one. And I think, and it shows how much I've focused on that one rather than anything else. I think the doors are opening about 8 o'clock, where we've got drinks and we've got food being served up till about 10 o'clock. And then that food part stops. We carry on drinking till about midnight. And then there's a food truck rocks up outside to keep us fed and watered. The bars will still be open. And we're going to keep you fed up until 3 a.m. in the morning.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And someone's bound to say they're going to expect to see me on a stand at 9 o'clock the next morning.
Absolutely, Peter. Absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. So Origin parties are legendary.
They are.
They are. So I'm sure they will continue.
But it's all about the people. So get in touch and get along.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come and see us.
Yeah, so the account managers are all well aware of this, and they can guide you to it. And
I think
we'll be there.
I think the biggest challenge is with a lot of our customers. they're coming over. They want to touch base with as many people as they can. There's a lot of events. There's a lot of things happening out there, and we completely understand, like we do. We have to divide and conquer. We have to share our time around with some of the other events on that. So come and have some time with us at these events. We might not be able to keep you there till 3 o'clock in the morning, but come and have some time with us and have a celebratory drink as a thanks for the business, and it'll be good. You'll be meeting many other people that you truly know.
So, that said, all those, what's the needs must packing advice, Peter?
It's got to be. I think I said it earlier. I think I will be chucking in the Factor 6 just in case, because I know the hotel we were at last year was pretty amazing, and when we asked on reception, there wasn't any evidence. And I don't drink much, I promise, but it was like the first thing you do to check out is where you're going to meet with the rest of the team, is where's the bar, and it's a rooftop bar. So I thought that's a bit interesting. Don't get many of them in Amsterdam. So off we went up to that, and that started the journey last time, and that was just amazing. The scenery, the temperature, the beer, and the people that we had up on the rooftop. It was pretty cool. So yeah, a bit of Factor 6 maybe, but I think the all important showstopper has got to be packing in some paracetamols. Just keep you going. Make sure you kick started in the morning. Yeah. And for me, particularly important, some Yorkshire tea bags will be in there as well to get my morning started properly, and then because all hell breaks loose at the rest of that time. So on there, and some decent, well-worn shoes to clock up.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Do not go and buy some nice shoes just to look pretty while you're out there, because it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Yeah, that's
very good advice. I have done them before as well. I've made that
I've seen many of people breaking in shoes at these events.
That is not the place to do it.
Not a good idea. Not a good idea.
Well, if you do, the other packing advice is plasters, clear.
Yeah, plenty of plasters. One of the events we used to go to, they used to give they put out an emergency show kit, which was plasters, maybe some mints. Yeah, mints will be chewing gums, paracetamols, and what have you. But yeah, as being a part of all the brands that we're there, we do have a professional duty.
Of course
we do. But I might just be in other meetings when you might be expecting to see me on other stands on it. So
what's the itinerary looking like then, Pete?
Busy. Obviously, we've touched on a couple of the events that we've got for customers coming through. There's other supplier brand partner dinners. There's as usual, look forward to getting over to the Cedia cocktail reception event on there as well.
When that is, I don't know.
That's my understanding. That is at the venue. Okay. So before everyone departs, there'll be an hour, maybe hour and a half or so at the venue for some a reception gathering, and then everyone sort of moves off onto their next stage for the evening.
Gotcha.
On that. So, and I know we've got various dinners, but all we want to do is gather some good customers around us and go off and grab some dinner in the evenings where we can. But really, a big focus for us, certainly over day 1 and 2, is touching base with all of our brands to get back close with these guys, particularly the ones that weren't at the event last year that we haven't seen for some time now. So really looking forward to that, because lots of them have brought on board new product. We want to share our thoughts and ideas and successes with those brands. So it'd be really good to get that feedback.
Well, it's a great learning place for us as well, because
it is.
A lot of our manufacturers, aren't based in the UK, so we don't get to see them day in day out. Based over in the US or other places in Europe or something like that. So this is really where we get the insight and.
Oh, absolutely, and I think even with we're close with all of our brands, but all of our brands will be, or many of them will be looking to use ISE as a bit of a launch pad on product, and we don't get to know until we rock out and walk through that door either. So because some of the brands don't want it being leaked out before, spoil the surprise, whatever. So looking forward to seeing the hot news on new products.
Because it's interesting to watch how it's developed over the years. Because I think ISE was always CDA US was seen as the probably, and I think it still is a huge place to launch new products, etc. But actually, ISE is very much on that calendar now as launching new products. Yeah. So sometimes it actually might precede CDS. So I think it's an important event from that point of view.
Over the years, we've had representation out at CDA, and we used to go. There'd be a very small number of us that go, but that number's gradually reduced because of the activity out there, and it's quite broad scope on there, and get the feeling that not many UK customers venture out there. But with the calendar dates of ISE, Essential Install events, and CEDIA, these are real good sort of stepping stones. And CES, it's still there. These are real good stepping stones for top line management, sort of touch base relationship meetings, following on and coming up with plans. So it's a lot of activity for us, and I know the business team from our end are busy as hell, touching base with everyone on it. And we've got the task of having the fun and meeting up with all of our customers and trying as many beers as we can while we're out there.
So we've got any planning advice for our customers?
I think it is. I think it's, the floor plan is readily available. That's live on their website. You'll have our show guide coming through.
So just follow our show guide. Right?
I would. It's a smaller footprint than the whole show floor guide, quite frankly, because it is a large event, and I think you could be, if you don't take any notice of any form of planning before you get there, I think you could end up going down a lot of halls and walking a lot of mileage in product that maybe doesn't add anything to your business on the big end, on the big commercial side on that. So do some planning, have a look at the floor plan, have a look at our show guide. You can pick out the brands of interest, but come and have a look, and you should be coming out there exploring and see what you can bring back to add to your business. I know when I was on the other side of the fence, these events, loved going to them. There's an awful lot to see. You can't bring it all back, but if you can go out there and add one or two things to your business, then that's justification for the trip, the new liver and everything else that you're going through. But yeah, have a look at the show guides, but come up with a plan before you start walking endless miles around some of the show areas. That'd be my advice, I think.
Sounds some good sound advice to me, Peter. So I think we've talked a lot about this event. So why don't we do a bit of reminiscing then, Pete?
Yeah. That could be dangerous.
I know, it could be dangerous.
This is where you might see a certification level come in on this podcast. But
so I've got a few questions. Okay. Favourite previous moments from ISEs?
I think other than seeing people being wiped out by someone's trolley bag, which we were all doing over the years, you're on a mission, you're trying to get somewhere, you think you're walking in the right direction, and then you realise you've just walked half a mile and you should be going in the other direction.
Do you know, I think that's the greatest evolution of shows nowadays. No one has trolley bags. We've gone from trolley bags.
Trolley bags are gone or banned in some places, aren't they?
Absolutely. They were just lethal, weren't they?
They say it's a well-being thing, not just for the person pulling it, but it's for about everyone else following you with a rucksack or a bag. You're not going to get into trouble.
That's definitely the
best. On there, but I guess with the Amsterdam side of things, it's I think it was always great seeing some seasoned customers coming over. They knew the bars to get to. They knew where to go.
So best bar.
What's the
Old Sailor? I reckon
the Old Sailor. That's
Amsterdam Old Sailor. I don't think we've done enough of Barcelona to.
No, we don't know.
There's only one, isn't it? So we can't have.
We don't know.
It's not.
Yet.
We don't know. Perhaps we'll find out this year.
No, the Old Sailor. No matter who your customers were, how many times they've been to Amsterdam, whether it was once previous or many times, you just say towards the end of your night, wherever you're going, you've gone off, you've done your meal, you'd meet up at the Old Sailor, and everyone would get there.
I got the best after bar after that. Old Smokies. Do you remember Old
Smokies?
It was more in Dam Square, I think. That was a good bar. That was the late bar, though. That was the one that turned into a bit of a.
I might have been tucked up in bed by then.
Yeah, I mean, you've been well behaved,
as I usually am.
That was good bar.
But no, great place. But we got to find.
We have
some new best bars.
Yeah, absolutely.
New best bars. So if anyone wants to,
it's a tough job. That
anyone wants to drop me a line, drop me a message, and any bars that we should be looking out for, I'd be keen to know. Definitely after some of our events. So I think we've got some top bars that we're going to.
Yeah, it's a job that I think we've got to do, and someone's got to do it.
It's a tough job, but someone has got to do it. It's a mission.
Best restaurant.
Oh. We have eaten Simmons. I don't think I can come away from Amsterdam or any of those events and say we've had a bad night on food. If I'm honest, what was the name of that restaurant that we did frequent? I think pretty much every year.
Yeah, I did like the Indipura.
And we were walking. It was already we'd already planned and booked, and we got guests coming
Indonesian, wasn't it? Lovely.
Yeah,
really
lovely Indonesian. But I think the real nice thing was walking in there. And then there's groups of other manufacturers and their guests also there. So we knew we was in a good place.
Yeah.
It was well populated with the industry friends, which was great on that one. So, but yeah, we got to find some new top restaurants.
Well, I mean, we did some good ones last year, didn't we? Was heavily tapas, though, wasn't it? So I guess that's when in Rome.
I've got to reschedule the whole diary thing because sort of all the years of going to Amsterdam, you could time it. You could go off and you could do an hour with someone, a cocktail reception or something, and then move on to the big event of your evening, which was maybe a partner manufacturer meal. Get through that, and then you could time that, and then you move on to. I put out a few texts to some good lifelong friends in the industry. We meeting up for a beer, etc., and then we'd name a place and we'd all be there. So you'd have 3 or 4 events rolling every night to get to. Went out with our good friends with Surgex, and local guy, spent many years there, and he knew every place to go, and it was got this great tapas bar to go to. I'm thinking, great, we're going there, get some food, and then we can move on to like stage 2 and get to stage 3. But the food started being served up. It just kept being served up.
It didn't stop, did it? It was just endless.
It didn't change. Yeah. It just kept being served up more and more and more.
Yeah, that was good advice.
There was no end. There was no end to it. It was fantastic food, but I think you've either got to either not hit a tapas bar, which would be rude of us not to do, or set a time limit, and a bit like gambling and stuff like that. Put a little time limit. Oh, you want to eat this much, and then off you go.
So I think it's a worthy note. If you want advice on Barcelona and where to eat and where to go, Justin from Surgeon is your man, isn't he? He lived there for a number of years, didn't he?
Yeah,
so
he's got an amazing
go find him
repertoire of restaurants and what have you.
What he doesn't know.
Yeah, no, he was very useful.
That was
last
good,
year. So it was great food, fantastic venue.
Very nice.
And actually it was some amazing.
If only we could remember the names of some of these would help. That would help this feature a lot more, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. But no, it was an amazing street. It was a bit off the beaten track, wasn't it, that one? And there was some amazing bars near there as well. All this sort of open fronted bars, which was just again a bit of a surreal experience, but beautifully done.
Yeah, so we've got a bit to learn, haven't we?
We've got to
find our places here. So any recommendations?
Bring them in.
Absolutely. So hotel-wise, actually, so best hotel. I actually, the one we had last year, which again, the name it eludes me somewhat. That's pretty good, actually, wasn't it?
It was a bit. I think when we pulled up to
rooftop bar, doesn't get much better than that.
It was a bit of a strange. I thought, it's sort of right on the main road and this, and I thought, no, we went in, did the reception, great reception, fantastic rooms. And as for the rooftop bar, that was where it started for us, topping up the town. It was great. It was awesome on that one. So yeah, great hotel. I don't. We've stayed in a few different hotels over the years, Amsterdam, but What was the? I can't remember
The cow
the
hotel.
cows.
The cow hotel.
That's all I know. Yeah.
That was a nice hotel, but it was a bit out of the way, wasn't it? It was
Hotel, and I think
to taxi it everywhere.
It was great food in there. Really aimed to please. I think it was a bit of a testament to some of the staff that were there when we went there. They actually remembered us and recognised us, which was really, really nice. But it was a bit of out of town, and it was a bit of a journey. But I don't think I've stayed in a bad hotel. But I think you might. I
don't know how we got stuck in it. Mike and I got stuck in. Oh, it can only be. It was a hostel, right? That was a hotel is far too grand from it. But you weren't, were you? I don't know how that happened.
No complaints from our end.
Yeah, I think we had. I think that was Kelly when she was working for us. Let's blame Kelly for that.
Yeah,
I think
we will.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, but other than that, actually, our hotel experience there has been pretty good. Actually, better than our UK hotel experience. Actually, I think. I think our ISE hotel is definitely better than our UK hotels. So what do you love about Barcelona?
I think it is that fresh approach, and that certainly the exhibition halls when you walk in there. Not that I can remember my very first ISE Amsterdam visit, but it was a fantastic reception. Queues of people getting in, and then you walked into this amazing exhibition centre. Obviously, that got lost at Amsterdam as they burst at the seams. But that's what this feels like. But it just feels a lot more. A lot more bright, open space, very fresh. I think, and the arrival and situation where it is in there, I think it's really cool. Not that I got much time to get out of our hall other than going up the old Travelator and what have you, but I guess we'll be doing a little bit more of that this year. But I think it was a fantastic, and that hall 2 for the Resi side of things, I think we're going to see a busy time.
Yeah, that definitely was the venue itself was I think was really good. I was really impressed with it. And actually, what I was surprised about, I'd been to Barcelona a couple of times before, from a personal point of view, and but actually, it's not as big it's got a big name, Barcelona, isn't it? But it's actually not that big a city, is it? Yeah. So actually, I found getting around was pretty easy. Yeah. The tickets you can pick up. So if you get your exhibition pass. I think you have to go to the Fira, don't you?
You have to.
And the advice is, and it's only open in sort of show hours, isn't it? 9 till
pick
6
up your metro pass.
But that's really good.
And you'll be able to travel. The metro just works.
Yeah, that was
it really does work well.
But the taxis were pretty good as well, weren't they? Affordable, and you could whiz around on those. Yeah. Just avoid. We learned on the last day when we avoid the 9 o'clock bit because it's difficult to get there at that point there as well. So I think
but we're normally trying to get in a bit earlier than that.
Yeah,
on it anyway. Most of our customers won't be in crack of dawn. I don't think they'll be recovering from the enjoyment of entertainment the night before. I reckon on that one. And it's worth a note. I think the public transport is still supporting masks.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
What, even now? I know it was last year, is it? So if you're going on the...
But don't take my word for it. Check it, guys.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I know I've got a couple of customers that won't come for fear of being challenged by the police for not wearing, because they can't wear masks, and so they won't be making their journeys over. But public transport.
But I thought the metro was really good.
Yeah,
we just whizzed around on that, didn't we? Good. So that was
really good.
That was good. Yeah. So I think I really enjoyed the fact that you could it was easy to get around, wasn't it?
I think,
and the hall wasn't too far away.
It was easy, but I think the other thing that contributed to that being easy was even if you were standing outside for 15 minutes or whatever, waiting for cab or this or that, the sun was shining. So you weren't freezing your bits off.
That definitely makes a difference.
So that did make a big difference, and on it. So no, really looking forward to it for all of the above reasons. But just love to see a massive platform where we're seeing international friends, partners, guests, as many of our UK customers as possible. Be really good. But we do like to spend a lot of time with our our manufacturers, so
Yeah.
that we're constantly topping up on our knowledge base as well.
So if you want to find us, where will we be?
Scattered all over
Yeah.
Hall 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Scattered
think
all over.
the great thing is that in the main we'll be in Hall 2 because
Yeah.
that's the majority of our partners are in there. But actually there are a few dotted out around. Hall 3.
Yep.
Look at that. There's some in there. But we'll be based around our manufacturers. Or put a call out to us and we're there because actually we have this. I don't know if you've seen. We got a little competition running, Pete. Win a pair of Sony's fantastic headphones.
My agent did phone me after the publication was released.
Yeah. So we're putting a competition out there. So we just want to get as much, interaction going on there. So if you go on one of our partner stands from this wonderful show guide, you'll see where they all are at.
On the back page, got all
Yeah,
the
absolutely. And the competition's on the back page where you can wear a pair of Sony wireless headphones. And all you've got to do is go onto one of our partner stands and take a picture, hopefully seeing what stand it was in the background.
See the stand,
and then
tag us.
And then at Invision UK. And we'll be entered in a draw to win those Sony headphones.
Go on, what's the challenge for double points?
There is a little bonus point here. You get an additional
Brucey
entry
bonus point.
if you find the legend that is Peter Alloway and have a picture taken with him. That counts as double.
It doesn't have to be on the stand, that one, though, does it? It could be anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could be anywhere.
Although some later night editions we may have to.
They might want editing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But just a bit of fun, guys.
It's just a bit of fun, yeah. Just a bit of fun.
But yeah,
right.
chance to win a prize and have a bit of fun. But really look forward to seeing you on as many of our stands as possible. It's relevant for your business. Yeah.
Soon be here. Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's it.
I think we're about done.
Yeah.
I think we
Any
covered
more words
where
of
we've
wisdom?
been.
I think we're there.
Where we got the new venue. It's going to be a busy venue. Fantastic
Lots
support internationally.
Oh, new partners. We've got some new partners out there as well, haven't we?
Partners.
I nearly forgot that. People are going to be
Colin will be
shocked.
furious.
Absolutely. So we're going to, as well as representing our existing partners.
Some of the brands that
couple of new
people
ones
are
that we've
very
launched.
familiar with. Obviously, we do have some new ones that are recently softly launched, I would say, on there with the great opportunity to come and buy your Gallo acoustics from us.
Absolutely.
And every single colour ball speaker is in the warehouse, in stock.
Absolutely.
But I must say already we've got some great design opportunities for some unusual projects that are coming up. So I'm quite excited to see those go through on there.
And what's also great to see is Netgear AV are there as well. Which actually, always, not always the networking guys, this is Netgear's commitment to AV, really, showing that this
it's not just network product. The key word on that is the AV bit.
Yeah,
because they've
dedicated
studied,
to AV.
and this is very, very focused product for the industry that we're all in. And I mean, we've done some tremendous business already, but spending some more time with the guys last week was just eye-opening. And they'll be at ISE and be keen to take as many people as we can around there to come and see the reasons why this could be a massive product for you. Super.
Yeah.
No other secrets yet, is there?
Oh, I couldn't possibly divulge.
But I know there might be some secrets, but we don't know about them yet until we get there. On it.
Well, come and find out is the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Come find us. Come and hunt us down. We're all busy. I know all the account managers have got busy diaries, meetings being scheduled, but you've got all their numbers. You've got our numbers. Drop us a line if you want to meet during or after. Just get in touch and come spend some time. Be good.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your time, Peter.
Absolutely.
And thanks to anybody who's out there listening. Thank you very much.
Well, I hope
you
have. I hope you have.
If anybody's listening.
We haven't made you nod off in the van or on site or whatever. But we'll see how it goes. And will there be more?
There will be more.
Don't know when.
More. And maybe with some additional guests, Pete, I think.
I think so, yeah.
I think people will be having enough of just listening just to us.
Done with ours, the dulcet tones of Alloway. But But no, look forward to seeing as many people as possible over in Barcelona, and be safe.
So I think just leave us to say thank you very much, and don't forget to subscribe to all our YouTube and Instagram and Twitter, LinkedIn. Please, please subscribe to all, and
Absolutely.
we'll be back. Thank you very much.
So it's a good night from me, and it's a good night from you.
Thank you.